Welcome to day 11, uploading video every single day on YouTube just to see what happens to my YouTube channel. And today, I want to talk about short stories versus content. Now, this is a recurring video the last couple of days that I've been talking about. It all started with this. A simple story that I like that started off with a venture every single episode that turned into a long-form kind of recurring theme throughout the series, and they got back to the roots of their start of doing adventures or hunts each episode. And I did it, if you watch, I'll give you the recap, that I think that Disney, DC, Netflix, if they want to compete with TikTok and Reels with the storytelling aspect, what they are doing is more of a short story. They call it content, but I call it short story. Very, very short story, because that's what people love. Even though it might be conspiracy theory story that I like, the UFOs or Bigfoot or the woo-woo, I like those kind of little snacks of entertainment, just a little bit, because it is a storytelling. I might not believe it, but it's entertaining salad to me. I love to eat it. I want more of it, right? So with these blockbuster billion-dollar companies that want to make content like everybody else does, you can make it by doing a short story. Now, some people might not like it. Maybe they already know that they do the focus groups and they don't like the short format, but you can do a short story. And look, this is 15 years ago. So maybe the times has changed. Maybe I'm just an old fart on the porch that's just talking to a camera that nobody listens to. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's it. But hear me out. I think there could be something there. Just like with Seinfeld, which is an older, 90s sitcom, they had a different type of video. You don't have to watch them all to understand what's going on. You can have a simple story in each episode. I think that, and plus you can put a little effort into it to make it work. And it don't have to connect to whatever. It can if you want to. And that's what actually, I never thought about this. That's what Marvel did. They had an adventure each time. And they had sprinkled in Thanos along the way. But no, now they want to, you got to watch the freaking Disney Plus. You got to watch freaking 15,000 videos to get the understanding of it. No. You are abusing the format of what made you what you are today. And Marvel did a great job of storytelling with Endgame. But after Endgame, they failed because they think these characters is what makes it. No, it's not the characters. It's the story that you're making. That sucks. You have to convince us why we should root for this particular A, B, and C, and D characters. Make them interesting. Put some effort into it. Can you do it in a short story? I think you can. It's just laziness. They just want the paycheck, and I get it. If it's just too exhausting, I can't do it no more. I understand that. Totally understand that. If that's the way Hollywood people are, I can't do it, so stressful. Okay. And that's the reason the common folk people make content on YouTube, make Facebook Reels and TikToks that entertain the regular folk. Make them laugh out loud and send their Reels and TikToks to their best friends. How this is hilarious, dude. Look at this story. This ain't that interesting. It's the stories. It's the stories that sell. That's what the common thread that I've always said on this channel. The story is what sells. Hollywood, sometimes, hopefully, one day they will see that and go back to the basic of telling a story. Now, you might say, what kind of story do they tell? That's up to y'all. Don't complicate the story. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to try to choose my words wisely with this. If you have to have a certain quota or a certain demographic of people in the story, that's fine. You have to check that box. They have to have this. You have to have this. I understand that. Hear me out. Some people will call it woke. They shouldn't have done that. But that's the hand that was dealt with, right? That's the agreement they have to do going forward. Okay. You have to have this. That's fine. The next step, find the people who can do it. The story, though. Is it a movie or a show? Now that's the thing. I can't. I don't want to bore you too much with the details of that. But flush out the characters. What is special about this character? Not because of what they are, but who they are. What's their story? What's the backstory? How can I, as just a general redneck from the South, like this character? For me, I do not like Mary Sue, for example. Rey from Star Wars. She's a freaking Mary Sue. How? That's another. I'm going to be triggered off that if I don't be careful. But that's a prime example. Because if they introduce Rey and she's having a rough time, she's struggling and she don't know who she is, and she has flashbacks of whatever, and you're trying to figure out who she is, that would be a banger of a sequel trilogy. But no, she knew everything about the Force, Millennium Falcon, how to drive it, everything on the sun, and they expect us to appreciate that just because it's Star Wars in it? No, we're not that stupid. And I know I'm just the old guy screaming at the clouds. I know that. I'm fully aware of that. But I'm hopefully somebody in this video can relate to it. It's just frustrations. That's all it is. It's just a movie. It's just a show. Why do I care? Because I'll tell you why for myself. I'm not trying to be all emotional and go. I'm just being serious with y'all. There's times in my life, many years ago, where I hoped and desired for the things I have today, but never had it. I didn't know if I had a chance to have it, but I hoped. At that current time, it was very grim and hopelessness in certain situations. And what kept me going was two things: God and entertainment. You might say, well, I understand God, Eric, but what about entertainment? Entertainment is, for myself, it's so escapism, as you would say, you would all know, is to escape to a galaxy far, far away, or go on a hunt for vampires on an episode and see what kind of adventure we get into for 30 minutes to an hour, or 12 hours, depends on the season. And then, of course, we shouldn't live there in escapism. I heard somebody say we can escape, but don't live there. We have to come back to reality, and that's what I've always done. It's a simple vacation for me to go entertainment, and sometimes I think that's the reason people are so upset at Hollywood and rebel against the messaging and in our movies and shows, because we don't want to be force-fed stuff. We just want a cool story, or a story that we've heard of, but a twist at the end. Don't make us like an idiot like they did with Last Jedi, that kind of put a bad taste in our mouth. That short stories, it is something that we all like. Now, some people might like the 3-hour, 4-hour story, which a 4-hour story movie, it has to really be good. And I'm not saying that don't happen anymore. There is stories out there every single day. There are stories in South Korea, Australia, Britain. There are people making shows every day that we don't know of. That's banger of a story, but we don't know. That's the reason for myself. If I see something, I watch it, I review it and tell you about it, because that's how I find things. And that's the reason, again, I know I sound like a broken record. That's the 100% reason I made this channel, is because I was tired of the content creators on YouTube that just talk about the same thing over and over again. Star Wars is dead, MCU, DC sucks, and I was tired of it. Nothing against them. They're awesome people. I love their content. I love the things that I've learned from them over the years, and give me the entertainment for years as well. But I want more than just Marvel movies or DC movies, even Star Wars movies. I'm a Star Wars fan through and through, as you can see. But I also like, Battlestar Galactica. I like King Kong. I like Godzilla over here. I like Ninja Turtles, this Crane. It's Jurassic Park. I have a taste all over. I like UFOs. I like Bigfoot. I am a whole different niche of people. That's probably the reason I don't have a lot of views. And that's perfectly fine. I don't expect to have thousands of views. That would freak me out if I got 1,000 views. Or 5,000 or 10,000, or 100,000 views or subs. But let's say I did have it, right? Let's say I have 100,000. I don't, but let's say I do, hypothetically. And those subscribers expect me to review these movies and shows. Like, I don't want to review anything from Disney anymore. But if my audience desires it, and that's most of my audience, I will do it for them. So they don't have to. So they don't have to waste their freaking money paying a subscription to Disney Plus where it's a freaking dud. A nothing burger. That I will do that all day long. If I ever find a fellowship of people that say, you know what, Eric, I will sub to your channel if you please review this so I don't have to. Let me know if it's good. I will do that all day long, twice on Sunday. I'll be honored to do it for you if that ever happens. Because we have to do something. If we, now, this is going to get me in trouble, but I understand why YouTubers go to watch these and they trash it on their videos. It's content, it's easy, and it's fun, right? But for myself, I wouldn't continuously troll the movie. I would say, this is what I like about it. It sucks. This is the reason it sucks. Next. You know what I'm saying? That's me. That's just me. I wouldn't continually talking about it over and over and over and dissect it and talk about the what this actor said, what this actor did. I might talk about it once in a while, but I will kind of talk about something else. That's just me. And those people, they put themselves in a niche. The people that love that. And that's amazing, but that's not me no more. I've always loved, I love variety of things. Some underground movies. I love stuff here. I love this plot. Like, some people didn't like King Kong Godzilla. I absolutely loved it. I'm a big fan of it. And I'm getting off the rails of this video talking about content and short stories. And I apologize for getting off the rails. This is what I am. This is who I am. I kind of go here and I go way over here and then back over here. But hopefully it makes sense. And that's the reason I love stories. Stories, like I said earlier, was escapism for me for years. I didn't go running around chasing tail. I didn't go partying. I didn't do all that stuff. I saved my money and stayed home, played video games, watched movies and shows. It saved me a lot of headache and heartache in the long run. Now, some people didn't do that, and you know how they are right now. But for Hollywood, and I don't expect nothing from Hollywood anymore. I don't expect them to listen to us fans. That's the reason I might be passionate. I'm very passionate about Star Wars. Always will be. And to see the state of it is depressing, to say the least. And I might do a video on that, so I don't want to bore you too much in 14 minutes into it, but in short, I really do think the content that Hollywood wants to sell is, I think if they just change their perspective on it, instead of calling it content, call them short stories. And I think that would sell. I think that would do great for for Disney and DC and all these. A short story, an adventure every single episode. And maybe at the end of everything, there's something, a cliffhanger that you never expected, and something like that. Maybe one day, right? Anywho. I guess I'm done for the day, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a fantastic day, and try your best to stay out of trouble. I know how y'all are. See you later.